You have lots of different perspectives, but from your perspective, what have been some of the key developments that have accelerated the change in the fleet industry over this time?
Well, one of the things about the fleet industry, we think it's those of us that are in it, and I'm sure you would agree, and I would agree also, that we're the center of the universe. But the reality is, fleet is not the center of the universe.
Yes,
And
it is, Mike. Just
most
kidding.
of the big changes that have happened in fleet have occurred outside of fleet. And in some ways, we've been collateral damage because of things that have happened, let's say in terms of taxation or legislative issues. Or we've adopted things from other industries. So fleet has never really been a true pioneer in a lot of ways, but we have been early adopters. And so, some of the changes that you mentioned, during my time in the fleet industry, there's really 4 or 5 fundamental changes that I saw. And the first was fleet in the automotive industry in general at that time and earlier was primarily male dominated. It was a male dominated industry. And during my time in the industry, we've seen that transition to a more balanced workforce where it's, male, female, maybe it's 60-40, 50-50, but in that area there. But prior to that, it was just strictly men. And to give you an example, when I joined, Ed Bobit had his first desk there, and it was one of these desks that had the retractable top, and it was, a desk from the 50s or 40s is what you would imagine it looking like. But on there, he had like an album, a vinyl album cover, and the cover was a bunch of men on there, but it said the Fleet Men. So, that summarizes what the industry looked like. It's not fleet industry professionals, fleet men. And that was like that for a number of years. And eventually it started evolving. And one of the key reasons that it started to evolve was that a lot of these men had entered the business, back in the late 40s, 50s, were their peak years. And maybe in the 60s, late 60s, or even early 70s, they were looking to retire. And fleet was very esoteric in a lot of ways. So a lot of people in corporate management did not understand fleet.
They still don't, Mike.
They don't. And
our job to teach them.
Right. And it's not a core business, unless you're a FedEx or a UPS, fleet is not a core business. It's an ancillary part to help you achieve whatever your core business is.